Well, hello everybody, welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Saturday, only here on YouTube. We are here beginning at 10 o'clock. We'll be at midnight on the Oldies and More Radio Network at midnight, but welcome those of you watching Johnny G on the television screen or on your phones or on your computers as we spin original vinyl 45s. We do it from 10 to 1 a.m., sometimes 1:30, sometimes 2 o'clock, with lots of requests for all you folks there. Thank you all for tuning in and sending me your requests. We opened up tonight with a great tenor saxophonist out of Chicago, Mr. Cozy Eggleston, and his combo from February 1954 with a song he wrote. It was called Big Heavy, and a song used by Buffalo's WKBW DJ George Lorenz, also known as The Hound. I think a New York City DJ, Alan Freed, when he was a WINS, also used that as a theme song. I have it on red vinyl. I'll show it to you folks watching Johnny G, but also have like a VG copy on black vinyl, but call me a completist. But February 54 on the States record label, Cozy Eggleston and his combo with a song called Big Heavy. Johnny G's here with some heavy 45s for you tonight, so let's start it off here with the vocal portion, usually two up-tempo tunes. We open up the vocal portion here as we go to Jerry Winston's Onyx record label for Dean Barlow and the Monterey's, July 1957 on the Onyx label. Their tune is called Dearest One.
Dearest one, I know I done you wrong, baby, please forgive me, and darling, come back home. Welcome, dearest one, you know I'd rather die, didn't mean to hurt you, or even make you cry. Understand, baby, won't you please? Didn't mean to hurt you, just wanted to tease. So give me just one more chance, and I'll never play with romance. No, dearest, please let me be your king, your king. You know how much I love you, and what you mean to me. Understand, baby, won't you please? Didn't mean to hurt you, just wanted to tease. So give me just one more chance, and I'll never play with romance. No, dearest, please let me be your king, your king. You know how much I love you, and what you mean to me. Shake, lang, boo, 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 dearest one. Whoa, dearest one. Whoa, dearest one. Whoa, shake, lang, boo, 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 boo. Shake, lang, boo, 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 boo.
That's Dean Barlow and the Monterey's to open up the vocal portion of the Vinyl Treasure Show, July 1957 release on the Onyx record label, Dearest One. The name of the tune, actually, this was a duet with Dean Barlow and Bill Lindsay. Bill Lindsay, who was also a member of the Crickets, Dean Barlow's previous group, or actually not previous group, maybe they were the Bachelors, because this group, the Monterey's, also recorded as the Bachelors on the Earl label, two great sides on the Earl record label. Let's continue here, and we go to this group from Chicago, Illinois. They had 4 releases on Leonard Allen's United record label. Let's give a listen to their third. It features Ralph Vernon on lead. This charted regionally. This was a number 32 record on WGES in Chicago, Illinois, September 1956. These are the Moroccos. The Moroccos on United. It's called Bang Goes My Heart.
Bang goes my heart every time we kiss. Never before have I known such a thrill like this. When you hold my hand, I understand our love brought me off guard. You held me back with all of your might, and a bang goes my heart. Kiss me hard and kiss me long, and that is where I know that all this world and then some would never take me away from you. Nothing better than all the rest, like the exit that comes hard. For when we kiss and embrace like this, so bang goes my heart. Nobody in this whole wide world will ever take you away from me. Angels singing and church bells ringing as I count every star. Oh, bang, 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 oh, bang goes my heart. Bang goes my heart. Bang goes my heart.
They're called the Moroccos. They're Moroccos, September 1956 on United Record. Leonard Allen's United Records out of Chicago, Illinois. Bang Goes My Heart. You know, ex-Flamingo member Solly McElroy was a member of this group. Actually does lead on the flip side. It's called What is a Teenager's Prayer? And he left the Flamingos. I don't know if he formed the Moroccos or not, but definitely a member of that group. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening on this cold Saturday night. What is the temperature? It says here in Westchester County it's 39 degrees. That's kind of cool. They have in my town, they closed our main street for they called it just the winter stroll or something. It's one of the main streets in the town is closed for outside dining in the middle of the street. I don't know about that. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We count down the music chronologically here on the 50s edition, and this one was released in May of 1952, and it's a request for listener Daniel Kubacki. He requested a B-side to a number 7 R&B Billboard hit for the Great Dominoes, as the hit side was called That's What You're Doing to Me, but Daniel requested the flip side. This is their 9th release on Sid Nathan's Federal record label. Give a listen to the Dominoes with the bass man on lead. That's Mr. Bill Brown. This is for Daniel, May 52, the Dominoes on Federal. It's called Love, Love, Love.
Floating through the air while all the people will stop and stay. Oh, love, 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 what have you done? We were two, now you made us one. I never knew one tender kiss could ever make me feel like this. Love, 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 I need you so. Hold me now and don't let me go. When you're away, I'm lonely and life is very cold. I need your kisses only to satisfy my soul. So baby, run into my arms and let me hold your many charms. Oh, love, 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 you're sending me. Love, 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 how great can you be? When you're away, I'm lonely and life is very cold. I need your kisses only to satisfy my soul. So baby, run into my arms and let me hold your many charms. Oh, love, 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 you're sending me. Love, 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 how great can you be? Great can you be?
That's by request for Daniel Kubacki there. The great Dominoes with the great bass lead there. Bill Brown on lead, May 1952 release. That's their 9th release. Sid Nathan's Gold Top Federal record label. Song entitled Love, Love, Love. We count down the music chronologically here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And here is a request for listener Nick Nicola, a rare 45, by the way. And this group is from Cleveland, Ohio. It's a very rare record that came out on the Capri label, C-A-P-R-I, Capri label out of New York City. And the A-side was called Faith, Hope, and Charity, which was played by disc jockey Alan Freed when he was a DJ on a WJW radio program in Cleveland, Ohio. But Nick requested the flip, which features Richard Howard on lead. We'll talk about the originals on this because there is a story. This one from May 1954. This is by request for Nick Nicola. These are the Spartans on the Capri record label. The tune is called Lost.
I was lost in an endless twilight in a land of ever in between, where the day held no beauty and the night revealed no dreams. I was tossed like a leaf in autumn, in a world that never offered love, where the trees never blossomed and the cloudy stars above. But then you appeared like the sun when the clouds depart. You smiled and touched my hand,
And love came to my heart.
I'm lost just the way I like it, in a world that's honeycombed with charm. Now I face sweet tomorrow, for I'm lost in your arms.
As by request for Nick Nicola there, very rare 45, believe it or not, it really is. A group known as the Spartans. They're out of Cleveland, Ohio, May 1954 on the Capri record label. Song entitled Lost. And Richard Howard, he's the lead singer on that. Now, the true originals on this have ropes. They have ropes on it. You can go check. There's an article by Marv Goldberg. You need to check it out because he has the lowdown on the original here. And I think they said there was within Tennessee. It had Nashville, Tennessee. Those are the bootlegs, by the way. And with the straight lines. Those are not the original presses. There's too many of those around. There's not many of the ones with the ropes on the label. That is an original. I will tell you that. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Up next, the group from Harlem, New York. You know their biggest hit. Some consider it the first rock and roll song. It was called G. It came out on George Goldner's Rama record label, but they were inspired to record this song from a wine commercial for Manischewitz wine. Did you ever drink Manischewitz wine, George? Maybe you did. I never did, but I'm sure some of you guys out there and gals may have. But this is pretty. This is like a Mambo novelty tune on George Goldner's Latin label, which was Tico Records. And it features Daniel Sonny Norton on lead. We go back to April 1954. Give a listen to the Crows. The Crows on the Tico label. It's called Mambo Shevitz. Man, oh man, what a wine. Doesn't say that.
Man, oh man, that music, baby, dig that beat. Like a glass of wine, it's so cool and sweet. Gets my pulse a pulsing and then my feet always start to do the Mambo Shevitz. Man, oh man, that rhythm, listen to that drive. Like a swarm of bees, baby, it's alive. When the joint don't move, you gotta hop and hop. When you start to do the Mambo Shevitz, just flip your side, roll illy and fire you will call. Flame that thing like a maniac. Baby, let's have us a ball. Man, oh man, that mambo, baby, it's the most. It's the reason rumba's giving up the ghost. So break out the wine and let's drink a toast to the best there be, the Mambo Shevitz. Flip your side, grow iliac, and fire you will call. Fling that thing like a maniac.
Baby, let's have us a ball.
Man, oh man, that mambo, baby, it's the most. It's the reason rum was giving up the ghost. So break out the wine and let's drink a toast to the best there be, the dance for you and me. It's the Mambo Shevitz, man, oh man. Mambo Shevitz, man, oh man.
Yeah, the Crows there. The Crows with I don't know if they were on the TV advertisement for that wine. I don't think so. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Those are the Crows there with Daniel Sonny Norton on lead on the Tico label, April 1954. Mambo Shevitz, Man Oh Man. That's the name of the tune. Easily to miss this if you're looking through 45s or 78s. I was looking through 78s one day. And Molino is on the flip side, I think. And it's easy to miss the record. Yeah, Mambo number 5. So I'm looking through 78s, and I'm going, well, wait a minute. Aren't the Crows on the Tico record label? So I flipped the 78 over, and there it was, because I have this on a 78 too. Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and let's stay in 1954. This is a request for George Tompkins. These are the Ravens on the Mercury record label, and this release was their last Ravens record containing original material. The next two releases to come out on the Mercury label were National Masters. They recorded back in 1952 and 53, but this is an original composition from I think recorded in the maybe early 1954 session at Mercury. It features the great Joe Van Loan on lead, as requested by George Tompkins, June 1954. The Ravens on Mercury with Love Is No Dream. This is going out to George.
True love is no dream when I feel you by my side, when love shines from your blue eyes that seem to tantalize. True love is no dream when the dark skies turn to blue, with heaven high above me to make this all come true. Why do I feel this way? Why do I rock and reel? What is this strange sensation I always seem to feel? Now it is clear that we two will make a team. My heart says never fear, for love is no dream.
Why do I feel this way? Why do I rock and reel? What is this strange sensation I always seem to feel?
Now it is clear that we two will make a team. My heart says never fear, for love is no dream.
As by request for George Tompkins, they have the great sound of the Ravens. Joe Van Loan and the Ravens. June 1954 on the Mercury record label Love Is No Dream. And I think after this he went to sing with the Dixie Airs, I think, on Traveling All Alone. That's another great record that I do have, by the way, on the Harlem label out of Texas. Anyway, Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. We're counting down the music. Here we are in the year. Now we move into 1955 with a request for Rick in Philly. He requested an R&B hit for Clyde McPhatter and the Drifters. It's the group's 8th release for Atlantic Records, and this was the follow-up to White Christmas. Actually, speaking about Christmas, I have a Christmas show on Saturday night, or Saturday the 25th is Christmas. I know a lot of you will be with your families and whatnot, but Johnny G is going to be doing a show live on Christmas night at 10 o'clock. It's going to be an all-Christmas show, so if you have any requests for some favorite Christmas records from the 50s and early 60s, send them to me. As I pulled some of them out, I was thinking about it, but if you do have any favorites, please send them to me. They can be a bunch of them. It doesn't have to be one or two, but to send me your favorites, I'll try to fit them in on Christmas night. If you're all tuckered out and you can relax on your TV or your PC or your phone tuned into the show. But anyway, this was their follow-up to White Christmas, which was a hit for the Drifters, and this was also a number 2 song on the Billboard R&B chart. So this is going out to Rick in Philly, February 1955. Oh, you can send them to vinyltreasures@aol.com. I forgot to give you the email. But anyway, this is for Rick in Philly, Clyde McPhatter and the Drifters, February 55 on the Atlantic label. It's called What You Gonna Do?
What you gonna do about a half-past 8? What you gonna do about a half-past 8? It would knock me out. That's a great Saturday. You know you're so pretty.
You're so
Lordy, look at there.
Look at there, look at
Yeah, you're so pretty.
You're so pretty.
Lordy, look at there.
Look at there, look at there.
Just strutting down the street.
Just run down
Long black and wavy hair.
black baby hair.
Now what you gonna say if I hold your hand? What you gonna say if I hold your hand? Will you look me in my eyes and say I'm your lover man? Hey, 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 we're gonna reel, gonna roll, gonna dance, drink, have a ball. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do
About 9 o'clock.
about 9 o'clock?
Have you heard the news?
Have you heard?
Yes, we're gonna rock.
Yes, we gonna
Oh, we're gonna rock.
Yes, we gonna
Yes, we're gonna rock.
Yes, we gonna rock.
We're gonna rock.
Yes, we gonna rock.
Yes, we're gonna rock.
Yes, we gonna rock.
We're gonna rock.
Yes, we gonna rock.
And never stop.
And never
Yeah. What you gonna do when the joint's on fire? What you gonna do when the joint's on fire? We gonna turn on the oil, climb on a little bit higher, yeah, just a little bit higher,
Just a little bit
just
higher.
a wee bit higher,
Just a little bit
Woo,
higher.
just a wee bit
Just a
higher,
little bit
a
higher.
little bit higher.
Just a little bit higher.
We're gonna keep on climbing till we begin to fly. Now what you gonna do when the clock strikes 4? What you gonna do when the clock strikes 4? You gonna holler, please. Let's talk about some more.
Talk about some more.
As by request for Rick in Philadelphia there, those are the great Drifters. Clyde McPhatter and the Drifters there, February 1955, on the Atlantic label, the Yellow and Black Atlantics, without the fan. For you collectors out there, What You Gonna Do is the name of the tune. That's for Rick in Philly. We head to Detroit, Michigan for this next request for Daniel Kubacki. This group had 4 releases on the RCA subsidiary Groove label. Daniel requested their first. It features Eugene Ronnie Hamilton on lead. Let's go back to December 1955. These are the Nightcaps on Groove. Going out to Daniel, it's called A Kiss and a Vow.
Just a kiss and a vow, and then we were wed, so easily done, so easily said. Now it's hard to forget. Just one tender kiss and a few tender words that were spoken like this, to have and to hold till death do us part. You said with your lips, but not with your heart. Still, I'm saving my love till you learn somehow the real meaning of a kiss and a vow.
Just a kiss and a vow.
As by request for Daniel Kubacki there, the great Nightcaps, the Nightcaps from December 1955, Eugene Ronnie Hamilton on lead. A Kiss and a Vow is the name of the tune. That one there on the Groove record label. George Tompkins mentioned they sound a lot like the Avalons. Yes, they do. At least that lead does. And that lead, Eugene Hamilton, he would later go solo as Ronnie Savoy. That's a young Ronnie Savoy there as Eugene Hamilton, and also another member of this group, Al Hamilton. Wait, did I miss that? Yeah, Al Hamilton would later on go solo as Al Kent. Has some cool records as Al Kent. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. We continue here. And last week I played a request for Joe Shacatano. He requested the Midnighters with Hank Ballard on lead. It was a nice ballad called Why Are We Apart? And listener Andrew Turner requested the Flip Side. Again features Hank Ballard doing lead and a song that he wrote. This one from April 1955. Give a listen to the Midnighters. It's going out to Andrew Turner on Federal. It's called Switchy Witchy Titchy.
Oh, there goes a girl walking down the street, flirting with every soul she meets. She goes switch, switch, witchy titchy, oh switch, switch, witchy titchy, oh switch, switch. I wanna be your loving boy. switch, switch. I wanna be your loving boy. Oh, baby, walk your walk.
Switchy, witchy, switchy, witchy.
And talk your talk.
Switchy, witchy, switchy, witchy.
Every day in the week.
Switchy, witchy, switchy, witchy.
You can be my sweet.
Switchy, witchy.
You just don't know.
Switchy, witchy, switchy, witchy.
But I could love you so.
Switchy, witchy, switchy, witchy.
She got stovepipe legs, ice cream hips. Every time she walk, my honey just tips. She goes switch, switch, chitty titty, oh switch, switch, chitty titty, oh switch, switch. I wanna be your loving boy. So let me be your boy. Oh baby, please do. I got the best of everything waiting for you. Oh switch, switch, chitty titty, oh switch, switch, chitty titty, oh switch, switch. I wanna be your loving boy.
That's my request for Andrew Turner. I like that record, I do. That's Hank Ballard and the Midnighters there. April 1955 on the Federal Record banner. Switchy, Witchy, Titchy is the name of the tune. And he can do ballads and up-tempos. He was a pretty prolific performer there, Mr. Hank Ballard. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We are in the year 1955. We head to the Bronx, New York for this next request. It's for Rick and Philly, as this group first recorded as the Starlings on the Josie and the Dawn record label. Then they changed their name to the Twilighters when they went to MGM Records. Now, Rick requested their first, and it features Larry Gales on lead. This one from July 1955. Give a listen to the Twilighters. It's on MGM Records. It's called Little Did I Dream. This is for Rick.
Little did I dream, little did I dream how much you meant to my heart. I should have known from the start, but little did I dream. Little did I dream my arms would ever be lonely. My lips would long for you only. But little did I dream, I merely played a game. It really was a shame, and I know now I was so wrong. 'Cause now you made me cry the way I made you cry all along. So all along, oh darling, little did I dream someday the tables would turn. Little did I dream, my dear, it took a heartache to learn. But little did I dream. a heartache to learn, dear, but little did I dream, little did I
As by request for Rick and Philly there, the great Twilighters there. Twilighters with Larry Gales on lead. Little Did I Dream, that one there on the MGM record label. You know, it was DJ Alan Freed, which was instrumental with getting them signed to MGM Records. You know, Alan Freed involved with all the record companies. You know, they would pay him like consulting fees. And unfortunately, that was his downfall because those consulting fees were considered payola. But really, he was just giving his advice if the record was going to make it or not, and he said he never played a record he didn't like. So that's unfortunate what happened to Alan Freed. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and here's a request for Warren Russell in our chat room, and this singer originally from Kirbyville, Texas, first recorded, believe it or not, he first recorded back in 1933, a cylinder record for the Library of Congress. Then he signed with King Records in 1944 for some releases, and then MGM Records. I have a bunch of his MGM releases in 1950, and then he signed with Atlantic in 1954, and I'm sure many of you know his biggest hit for Atlantic came out in 56. It was called Since I Met You Baby, which was his fifth, but Warren requested his second on Atlantic, and it's a song he wrote, and he's backed up by the Ivory Tones, a.k.a. the Q's. This one from June 1955. This is going out to Warren, Ivory Joe Hunter, and his Ivory Tones on Atlantic. My copy says, I Want Somebody.
I want somebody to tell my trouble to. I want somebody to tell my troubles to. I want someone to tell my troubles to. Oh, tell me, pretty baby, if it can be you. I hope you tell me that you need me too. I want somebody to talk sweet talk to me. I want somebody to talk sweet talk to me. I want someone to talk sweet talk to me. I'm talking to you, baby, can't you plainly see? You know just who that one can be. Come here, pretty mama, let me talk to you. 'Cause I want you only, 'cause no one else will do. I want somebody to hug and squeeze me tight. I want somebody to hug and squeeze me tight. I want someone to hug and squeeze me tight. Squeeze me pretty baby till my heart's delight. Oh wee, then everything will be alright. Hug and squeeze me tight. I want somebody to hug and squeeze me tight. I want someone to hug and squeeze me tight. Squeeze me pretty baby till my heart's delight. Oh, and everything will be alright.
As by request for Warren Russell there, that's Ivory Joe Hunter and the Ivory Tones, June 1955 with I Want Somebody, that one there on the Atlantic record label. And the odd thing is, with some of the presses, the title is I Need Somebody. I Need Somebody, which is odd. I wonder why they changed it. Maybe want was too risque back in 1955. I don't know, but he's singing I Want Somebody, but I know some of the titles say I Have Somebody. You can check it out on 45 Cat. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We are in the year 1955. Here's a request for Joe Shacatano. Now, on the last 50 show, I played this group's 11th release on the Federal label called You Were Sent Down from Heaven. That was a request for Daniel Kubacki, but they had 12 releases on Sid Nathan's Federal record label, and Joe requested their 8th, and before Thurston Harris embarked on a solo career, he sang lead with this group, and after Thurston Harris left, eventually Carl White became the lead to replace him. But this one's from January 1955. This is going out to Joe Shacatano, the Lamplighters on the Federal record label. It's called Believe in Me.
Boom, 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 boom.
Believe me, I'm so in love with you. Believe me, I hope you love me too. I need you, I want you, but what will I do if you don't believe in me? Believe me, you're always on my mind. Just love me, don't leave me. I promise that you'll find I need you, I want you. You'll make my dream come true if you believe in me. I give my all just to prove there is nothing I wouldn't do. If someone took you, my life would end, and I'll never, 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 never love again. Believe me, it's true. Oh, darling, don't grieve me. Please say you love me too. I need you, I want you. Oh, say that you do. Believe in me. I'd give my all just to prove there is nothing I wouldn't do. If someone took you, my life would end, and I'll never, 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 never love again. Believe me, it's true. Oh, darling, don't grieve me. Oh, say you love me too. I need you, I want you. Say that you do. Believe in me.
As by request for Joe Shacatano there, Thurston Harris and the Lamplighters, January 1955 release on the Federal record banner there. Believe in Me is the name of the tune. Believe in Johnny G. I only feature original vinyl 45s. Thank you all for tuning into the program. If you have your requests, you can send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Like I mentioned, I'm taking requests, rarity requests, not the common Christmas hits, but group harmony, vocal group harmony, Christmas songs. I might have them. I have some I don't even know I have. So maybe you know some of the Christmas songs. But anyway, send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com because I'll be here on Christmas Day at 10 o'clock, 10 to 1 a.m. if you're relaxing from your Christmas Day activities. And we're not really planning much for Christmas Day, but we're going to have a day we're going to plan for my family to get together. That is for sure. But also tell your friends about the Vinyl Treasure Show on YouTube. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll get notifications when I go live, which is 10 p.m. here, Eastern Standard Time. And let's move into 1956 now with a request for Nat Papagallo, listening down in Naples, Florida. We go to Morty Craft's Melba record label, the debut single for this New York City group known as the Legends. It features the high falsetto lead of Marshall Samples, who wrote this tune. And actually, he wrote it with tenor of the group Richard Brunson. Anyway, September 56, these are the Legends on Melba. It's called I'll Never Fall in Love Again. Those are the Legends by request for Nat Papagallo, September 1956. Morty Craft's Melba Records. Melba Records, their biggest hit, you know what that was? Church Bells May Ring. That was the biggest hit on Melba, but these are the Legends with I'll Never Fall in Love Again. We are in the year 1956. How about a request for listener Tom Shaughnessy watching Johnny G on his big screen ITV as we go to Brooklyn, New York for this group recording for Eddie Heller's Rainbow record label. They're called The Winners. It features Donald Sested. Did I say this right? Donald Sested on lead. George, am I pronouncing his name right? Anyways, from March 1956, these are The Winners for Tom Shaughnessy on Rainbow Records. Can This Be Love?
I looked into your eyes. I knew I cared for you. The sparkle that told me you were true. I get that same thrill and chill when you're by my side. I wonder, can this be love? I never felt this pain. It's so hard to realize. It seems to be just like a dream come true. But all I'm wondering day by day, will this feeling fade away? I wonder, can this be love?
Yes, I wonder. Day by day, my friends, if she's coming back to me. We'll wonder. Day by day, my friends, if this really can be love.
I never felt this way. It's so hard to realize. It seems to be just like a dream come true. But all I'm wondering, day by day, will this feeling fade away? I wonder, can this be
That's the great sound of the Winners there by request for Tom Shaughnessy. They like that tune in the YouTube chat room. Donnie Siested, I said it right. Donnie Siested on lead there, March 1956. The Winners on Rainbow. Can this be love? Yes, it can be love for this cool music here. Hope you're enjoying the cool tunes. Those of you watching Johnny G on the YouTube here. And let's give a listen to a flip side from last week. I played a request for Eddie Brown. He requested the Jesters out of Brooklyn, New York. It featured 17-year-old Anthony Guardine on lead, and the song was called The Fires Burn No More. But we're going to flip it over here by request for Darrell Letts from December 1957. Give a listen to the Jesters with Sammy Lowe and his orchestra on the Apollo label. This is the B-side. It's called Lift Up Your Head. This is for Darrell.
I know, I really know. Lift up your head, look straight, knock on the door, and away she'll come running like she did before.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there for Darrell Letts, the Jesters, a.k.a. Little Anthony, and the Imperials, or they evolved into Little Anthony. Of course, Little Anthony on lead. December 1957 on Apollo Records, Bess Berman's Apollo record label. Lift Up Your Head is the name of the tune. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. And here's a request for Josue Perez. This is the first release to come out on William Henry Miller's Acme record label. So if you collect the Acme record label, number 711, that was the first release. And it's a female lead with the male group backing. Her real name is Nancy Washington, but she recorded as Nancy Lee. This is her first of two on the Acme label, and the group backing her up, they're the uncredited group. They're called the Tempotones. They're backing her up. This is with Tico Wilshire on piano, King Curtis on tenor sax, and Mickey Baker on guitar. This one here is from February 1957 by request for Josue Perez. Give a listen to Nancy Lee on the Acme label. It's called So They Say.
I'm no Mary, I didn't bring no lamb to school, no. But all the kids laugh at me, they say that I'm a fool. Oh, to cry all night and day while you go out and play. You don't love me, so they say. You don't smile anymore whenever we pass. No, you don't even notice that I'm still in your class. Oh, my friends say I'm a fool to love you this way while you go out with other girls, so they say. Oh, darling, please tell me, please say it isn't true. All the things the kids say you do. If you still love me, tomorrow when we change class, won't you just smile at me?
All that I mean, yes, yes.
When the kids get home from school and turn on the radio, yes, they'll hear our dedication, and then they will know, yes, we're still going steady, and we'll always be that way. Oh, darling, regardless of what they say. Regardless of what they say.
February 1957 release there for Nancy Lee and the uncredited Tempotones. That's by request for Josue Perez on the Acme record label, William Henry Miller's Acme Records there. So They Say is the name of the tune. That tinkling piano featured Tico Wilshire. I mentioned King Curtis. He was on the tenor sax, and Mickey Baker on guitar. Yes, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Now, on the 11/13/2021 show, I played a request for Rick and Philly by the Moonglows with Bobby Lester on lead, a song called Don't Say Goodbye. And I think Darrell Letts, he requested the flip side of this Moonglows 45 on the Chess record label. And this side features Prentice Barnes on lead. He was the original bass for the group, and he did lead only on one other release. It was the B-side to their debut single on the Champagne label. I'm sure many of you know the song I Just Can't Tell No Lie, but the flip side's called I've Been Your Dog, and that is Prentice Barnes. He's on lead there, and he's on lead on this one. We're going to send this one out to Darrell Letts, February 57, the Moonglows on chess with their rendition of the tune I'm Afraid the Masquerade is Over. This is for Darrell.
Well, your eyes don't shine like they used to shine, and the thrill is gone when your lips meet mine. Well, I'm afraid, yes, the masquerade is over, and so in love, ooh, and so in love. Well, the words don't mean what they used to mean. They were once inspired, now they're just routine. Well, I'm afraid, yes, the masquerade is over, and so in love, well, and so in love, and so in love. I guess I'll have to play mariachi and get myself a clown disguise and learn to laugh like mariachi. Well, with tears standing in my whip, I said you, yes, you look a lot the same. But my heart says no, 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 you're not the same. But I'm afraid, well, the masquerade is over, and so in love, oh, I'm so in love, and so in love. I guess I'll have to play mariachi and get myself a clown disguise and learn to laugh like mariachi. Well, with tears standing in my whip, I said no, yes, you look the same. But my heart said no, 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 you're not the same. But I'm afraid, well, the masquerade is over. Well, and so in love, well, and so in love.
As by request for Darrell Letts, the great Moonglows there. Moonglows, but with Prentice Barnes on lead, February 1957 on the Chess record label. I'm Afraid the Masquerade is Over is the name of the tune. And Fred Clemens has keen eyes at that is a West Coast Chess release. I prefer, by the way, the West Coast Chess releases and the VJ releases. They're on nice hard vinyl. That's how I like it, hard vinyl. I hate those styrene records. I do. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We go back to Brooklyn, New York with a request for Eddie Brown listening in New Zealand. He requested, excuse me, The Travelers on the Atlas record label. The lead singer of this is Frank Lopez, a.k.a. Frenchy Concepcion. And prior to joining this group, The Travelers, he was a member of the Wrens on the Rama label back in 1955. And the Wrens recorded this song. It's a song that he wrote, and they recorded it, but George Goldner never released it on the Rama record label. It came out, I don't know when that CD came out, Best of the Wrens or something. They put it out on that CD, so that's when the original version of this originally came out. But he remembered this, and he recorded it with his group called The Travelers. So this is by request for Eddie in New Zealand, August 1957. These are The Travelers on Atlas with their tune called Betty Jean.
There'll never ever
Don't let your darling heart deceive you. I need you, my own Betty Jean. You said you would think it over. Why rush and face so new? But to feel really love, you must love me. Please say I'm the lover for you.
My Betty Jean.
So let's stop wasting time, Betty Jean. Whoa, young and in our prime, Betty Jean. These things I'll tell you when I find you. If I find you again, Betty Jean. If I find you again, Betty Jean.
That's going out to Eddie Brown in New Zealand there. Those are the Travelers. The Travelers with Frank Lopez on lead. Really Frenchy Concepcion. He is the lead singer of the Travelers. And he wrote that song when he was a member of the Wrens. And, of course, it didn't come out until, really, this release in August 1957. The Travelers there on the Atlas label with their tune called Betty Jean. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We head back to Chicago, Illinois, to Mel London's Chief label, as this group formed when they were members attending Washburn Trade School in Chicago. They were first called the Quails, and Jerry Butler was a member of this group, although this Quails group never recorded, but Jerry Butler wrote his first song while he was singing with this group, and he ended up leaving, of course, joining the Impressions, but the group reorganized and changed their name to the Serenades and released this song, which credits the lead singer, Willie Wright, as the composer. No mention of Jerry Butler, who states that this was his very first composition, but he does not get credit on this. But anyway, it's a rare 45 on the Chief label, May 1957, the Serenades. It's called A Sinner in Love.
If love is right, won't you tell me, so my life can be free? If love is right, if love is wrong, if love's a sin, why was it ever told to a sinner of heart and soul, to a sinner like me, to a sinner like me? If love is wrong, why was it handed down so it could be passed all around? To a sinner like me, to a sinner like me.
They're called the Serenades. The Serenades on the Chief record label out of Chicago, Illinois, May 1957 release. A Sinner in Love is the name of that tune there, and that is not an easy record to find. Willie Wright, he is the lead singer on that. We continue here in 1957. Here's a request for Cheryl Morgan as we go to Newark, New Jersey for this next group. It's their only release that came out on High Weiss's Old Town record label. This one from August 1957. Give a listen to the Ketones. The Ketones on Old Town Records. This is for Cheryl Morgan. It's called A Fool in Love.
There is always a fool in love. What's the matter, baby? What's the matter, dog? Have you found another? What you thinking of? Have you ever seen a fool? A fool in love. Don't you start a crying. Don't shed a tear. You don't have to worry. I won't leave you, dear. Have you ever seen a fool? A fool in love. Well, baby, someday I'll change my ways, and you'll have me once again. Because now, baby, I'm praying now that you come back and have me back again. Don't you start a crying. Don't shed a tear. You don't have to worry. I will leave you, dear. Have you ever seen a fool? A fool in
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show by request for Cheryl Morgan there. The Ketones. Ketones, a group out of Newark, New Jersey, August 1957 on the Old Town record label, High Weiss's Old Town Records. It's called A Fool in Love. Now, excuse me, the flip side is what dictates the price of this record. If yours says Wonders of the World, that is the rarer press. I have a whipped copy of that Wonders of the World. I think it's Joel Scherzer's old copy when he was selling out, but it's not in very good shape. And this one, I keep on upgrading this record. I never really get a clean copy, but the common release is 7 Wonders of the World, and that's what the flip side of this one is. And Andrew Turner mentioned to flip it over next week. We will do that. Let's continue here. We move into 1958 now, and last week I played a request for listener Ron Heisey. He requested the Unique Teens and their tune called Genie. Now, the first issue came out on Steve Allen's Hanover record label in the fall of 1958, but it was originally recorded for Ivy Records, Ivy Recording Studios, and they leased the master to Hanover Records. But Ivy did release it later in the year in December of 1958 for some reason, and it's a slightly different version. Actually, on this side, which is At the Ball, you'll hear it's longer at the end, much longer than the Hanover release. And that's the side we're featuring here, but it's a cool jump side. And this one requested by Darrell Letts and Andrew Turner. Let's go to December 1958. Although I don't like the sound quality on the Ivy release. It's like too tingy or something not right with it, but the Hanovers, they play really nice. But anyway, this is for Daryl and Andrew Turner, the Unique Teens, with Carl Petrus on lead, December 58 on the Ivy record label. It's called At the Ball. This is the Ivy version. That's the longer version there. That's going out to Andrew Turner, Daryl Letts, the Unique Teens. Unique Teens there with Carl Petrus on lead, December 58 release. Featured it on the Ivy label. That's the second label. Hanover is the first label. At the Ball is the name of the tune. We are in 1958. We go to a request for listener George Tompkins. This is on the Brunswick record label by Little Auggie Austin and the Chromatics. He would have a later release on the Pontiac record label in 1960. That's pretty good, but this was his first being backed up by the Chromatics on this one, July 1958. Brunswick Records, Little Auggie Austin and the Chromatics. It's called My Heart, Let Me Be Free. This is for George.
You keep on reminding me of a love that is lost to me. Oh, please, my heart, let me be free. Let me be free. You're letting me waste my time on a love that's no longer mine. Oh, please, my heart, let me be free. Let me enjoy the music of the birds on the wing. Let me forget how she smiled and how her arms used to cling. How I long for a brighter day, give a new love the right
heart. Let me be free.
Let me be free.
Yeah, they like that tune there in the YouTube chat room. That's by request for George Tompkin, the great sound of Little Auggie Austin and the Chromatics. From July 1958, that's on the Brunswick record label, My Heart Let Me Be Free is the name of the tune. The flip side of this is the Chromatics. They're backing up Eddie Singleton on a song called Too Late that first came out on the Amsco label in October of 57. Then this was re-released. It was re-released with this flip side, a great side. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, last week we had a battle of the songs. If you recall, we had a battle between the Concepts and the Spotlighters and their version of a song called Whisper, and the Spotlighters won that battle. But let's flip over that Spotlighters 45. It's on Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin record label, and they're doing a cover of the Cadillacs tune, and they don't give credit to the Cadillac writers at all. They give credit to the Spotlighters, so you can call the lawyers on this. And this is on Styrene. I hate Styrene 45s, and this side has a little bit of a noise to it, so I'm really not happy with that. But anyway, we'll give it a spin. August 58, the Spotlighters on Aladdin and their rendition of the Cadillacs tune, Please Be My Girlfriend.
I'm asking you,
Please be my girlfriend. I've been waiting for a long, long time, for the moment I could call you mine. A little girl say yes.
I tell you,
Yes, yes.
why don't you be my
Girlfriend. And give my heart just one little chance, and we can have a sweet romance. I really love you so. I'll be faithful and true. Please let me prove it to you. I really love you madly, and I feel this way until eternity. Please be my girlfriend. I've been waiting for a long, long time, for the moment I could call you mine. A little girl say yes.
I tell you,
Yes, yes.
why don't you be my
I'll be faithful and true. Please let me prove it to you. I really love you madly, and I feel this way until eternity. Please be my girlfriend. I've been waiting for a long, long time, for the moment I could call you mine. A little girl say yes.
I tell you,
Yes, yes.
why don't you be my
Girlfriend. Oh, girlfriend. Oh, girlfriend.
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Those are the Spotlighters and their version of the Cadillacs. Please Be My Girlfriend, August 1958, release on the Aladdin record label. Yes, Reed, I guess when you really have no choice, but I really need a mint copy of that Aladdin 45. That doesn't come out on a stock copy. I think Brian Korn mentioned it last week. If anybody has ever seen a stock copy of that, I have not. Only the promos. Let's continue here. Hope you're all digging on the cool 1950s. Well, not in the early 60s yet, but we will get there. We are in the year 1958, and this is a request for listener Joe Shakatena. Now, this song was a big hit for pop singer Johnny Mathis. Yes, it was, but his was a cover, and his was a cover too, I should say. The song was originally done, first recorded by Sonny Gale on the Decca label back in 1958. She did it first, but Joe requested this version that also was released in 1958. I don't know if it was at the same time, but this one came out in June of 58 by Milton Sparks. And it first came out, the first issues on the Vulcan label. That is the first press, and that is the side that is the 45 I'm playing it on, Vulcan Records. It was also second pressed on Hunt Records. I showed you that, you folks in the chat, in the YouTube chat room there. And that was Dick Clark's label at this time, 1958. I wonder if he played this on his American Bandstand show. I say he did. But anyway, the uncredited vocal group backing up this artist are the Valets. You know the Valets that did a song called I Need Someone, and also Sherry? Well, that Sherry release first came out on this Vulcan label, and here they are backing up Milton Sparks. This is going out to Joe Shacatano. This is on the Vulcan label. It's from June of 58. Give a listen to Milton Sparks with his rendition of the tune A Certain Smile.
A certain smile, a certain face can lead an unsuspecting heart on a merry chase. A fleeting glance can say so many lovely things. Suddenly you know why Paris sings. You love a while, and when love goes, try to hide the tears inside with a cheerful pose. But in the hush of night, exactly like a bittersweet refrain, comes that certain smile to haunt your heart again. But in the hush of night, exactly like a bittersweet refrain, comes that certain smile to haunt your heart again.
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's by request. For Joe Shacatano, Milton Sparks and the Uncredited Valets, June 1958 on the Vulcan record label. You also can get that on the Hunt record label, Hunt Records. That's A Certain Smile. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We go to New Haven, Connecticut with this request for listener Nick Nicola. It's on Michael Korda's Little record label. The group is called the Catalinas, and it features Jimmy Colwell on lead. This one going out to Nick Nicola, June 1958. The Catalinas on Little. It's called The Castle of Love.
Do, do, do. Come to the castle of love.
Come to the castle of love. I pray to my knees to heaven above. Come to the castle of love, 'cause you're the only girl that I'm dreaming of. Please return to the castle of love. Come to the castle and you will see that this love was meant for you and
So baby, there's a chance for the new romance. So return to the castle of love, love, love. Come to the castle of love. I pray to my knees to heaven above.
As going out to Nick Nicola there, the Catalinas, June 1958, on the little record label. It's called The Castle of Love. Jimmy Caldwell, he's the lead singer on that. This is the same group that backed up Joey D. It said Joey D and the Starlighters, but it's really this group, the Catalinas, backing up Joey D. Featured both sides of that Joey D single. I think last week was one, and the week before Nick requested both those sides also. But the Catalinas, or I should say the label owner here, Michael Korda sold the masters to OK Records in 1959, and they released this 45 again in 59 as the Buddies. So you can get the same two sides on OK Records as the Buddies. I have that. I do. But anyway, let's move on here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We are in the year 1958, and two listeners requested this next tune. Both Eddie Brown in New Zealand and listener Emnon requested this group out of Richmond, Virginia. This was their only release that came out on the Bow record label. So this one from October 58. This is going out to Eddie and Emnon. These are the Chuckalux. The Chuckalux on the Bow record label. It's called Heaven Knows, parentheses, I Love You.
Heaven knows I love you.
Heaven knows I love you, the angels do too. But darling, I wonder, do you? Oh darling, please say it's me you adore. You I adore. The stars how they twinkle and sparkle at night. The moon, yes, it glows so yellow and bright. Oh darling, please say it's me you adore. Your letters were so sweet and gay. But darling, I'm blue since you went away. Yes, I love you, darling. Want you for my own. Oh, darling, I love you. Oh, heaven knows I love you. The angels do too. But darling, I wonder, do you? Oh darling, please say it's me you adore. Please say it's you I
As going out to listeners Emnon and Eddie Brown, the Chuckalux. Chuckalux, October 1958, released there on the Bow record label. Heaven knows, parentheses, I love you. I think for you collectors out there, the first press does not have that solid black line. I have another one in off shape with the line. I think I'm getting another one in the mail, though. Haven't received it yet. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. And this next group, they're from Jamaica, Queens, and it's a request for Cheryl Morgan. And they recorded for George Goldner's G record label. Their debut, actually, their record, You Baby You, kicked off G number 1000, not the G label, because it came out earlier when it was the yellow a yellow and green label, but the black and red label was kicked off by the Cleftones. They launched G Records, and this is a request for Cheryl Morgan. It's their 8th of 14 releases on the G record label. Now, Herbie Cox is not doing lead on this one. It's Berman Patterson. He's the lead singer on this, although Herbie Cox co-wrote the tune. This one from January 58. This is going out to Cheryl Morgan, the Cleftones on G. It's called Beginners at Love.
We met at a dance and spoke quite by chance. It was so easy to see that beginners at love were we. We danced on a cloud and dreamed dreams out loud. The whole world could see that beginners at love were we. Just because we were young, they all laughed at our love, said that soon we'd part, each with a broken heart. Oh, we danced on a cloud and dreamed dreams out loud. It was so easy to see that beginners at love were
That's going out to Cheryl Morgan there. Those are the Cleftones there. Cleftones with Berman Patterson on lead, January 1958 on the G record label. Beginners at Love is the name of that one. That's their 8th of 14 releases on George Goldner's G record label. We move into 1959 now, and earlier we heard from the Unique Teens on the Ivy record label, their initial release. Well, the Ivy was not the first press, it was the Hanover record label, but we heard At the Ball, and this was their follow-up to that record, and it was requested by Daniel Kubacki. This is on Ulysses Smith's Dynamic record label. It features Carl Petrus on lead, so going out to Daniel here, April 59, the Unique Teens on the Dynamic label. It's called Run Fast.
Run fast, go home to your lover. May not be another love so true, love so true. Run fast, run a little faster than you be ever after. So in love, love is a thing that makes
As by request for Daniel Kubacki there, those are the Unique Teens, Carl Petrus and the Unique Teens, April 1959 on the Dynamic record label, song entitled Run Fast. You collectors out there, be very careful on this release, because I don't know if you want to call them second presses or represses, but somebody got their hands on original labels and original stampers and repressed this record, and you can tell the difference because they're really, really thin and they have curved edges, not the square edges, and this is a very thick press with a square edge. That is the true first press, so be careful if you buy this 45. If they have thin rounded edges where like you can cut your finger with it, that is somebody used original stampers and the same paper, so they're really hard to tell, but you can tell from the thickness. Just warning you collectors out there. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and up next, this singer from Greensville, South Carolina, and a request for listener George Tompkins. It's his debut single that came out on the Fulton label out of Detroit, Michigan. I'm guessing, I think the 5 J's or the 5 Johnson brothers are backing him up, because they also recorded for this label, Fulton Records. Charlene has 58 here, and I don't know if that is the case. I'm messing up here with the dates. Anyway, 58, 58 or 59. It's Cornell Blakely. Cornell Blakely. This is going out to George Tompkins on the Fulton label. It's called Don't Touch the Moon.
Touch the moon, I need it for loving. Don't touch the stars, I need them too. All you frantic scientists, find something else to do. Don't touch the moon, don't touch the moon, no, no, no. My night for love will not the moon and stars to glow. All you frantic scientists, find somewhere else to go. Don't touch the moon, don't touch the moon. You have almost turned the earth around. Just stay right here where you are. La 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 la, loving me on the perfect satin floor. You were taking things a little too far. No, oh no, oh no, don't touch the moon. Don't touch the moon. I need it for loving. Don't touch the stars. I need them to know. All you frantic scientists, find something else to do. Don't touch the moon, don't touch the moon, no, no, no. My night for love will not be complete without the moon and stars to glow. Find somewhere else to go. Don't touch the moon. Don't touch the moon. Don't touch the moon.
Jazz by Request for George Tompkins there. That's Cornell Blakely and the 5 J's, or the 5 Johnson brothers, backing him up there. 1958 release on the Fulton label, Don't Touch the Moon. Johnny G not touching the moon, not tonight. We're touching the 2 turntables here. Hope you're digging on the cool tunes here as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And we go to Harlem, New York now with a request for Tom Shaughnessy. This is the group's 3rd of 6 on Paul Winley's Winley record label. It features Adam Jackson on lead, and this is a cover song. This was first recorded by a girl group. The Chantels recorded this on the N record label, and this group does a great cover. January 58, going out to Tom Shaughnessy. These are the Jesters on the Winley label, their rendition of the tune, The Plea.
I really love you so, I'll never let you go. I really love you so, I'll never let you go. Don't ever leave. Baby, 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 stick with me. Life would be fine. Baby, 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 if you were mine, please hear my plea. Come back to me, I love you so. Dear Lord, please hear my plea. Help do something, something for me. I love her so, want her to know that I won't ever want her to go. I don't ever leave. Baby, 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 stick with me. It would be fine. Baby, 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 if you were mine. Dear Lord, please hear my plea. Help do something, something for me. I love her so, want her to know that I won't ever, never let her go. I don't ever leave. Baby, 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 stick with me. It would be fine. Baby, 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 if you were mine.
Those are the great Jesters there by request for Tom Shaughnessy. The Jesters, a cover of the Arlene Smith and the Chantels tune, The Plea. That one there on Paul Winley's Winley record label. That's their 3rd of 6. Let's stay in 1958 for this group out of New Haven, Connecticut. And this one is by request for Ryan Heisey. This is an unreleased master that I don't know when they put this out, sometime in maybe the 1980s, but it was not released in 1958 when it was recorded. This is on, well, you can tell if you look at it, it doesn't look like an original press, but they tried to make the Anko label as original. The label owned by Joel Alderman. He owned this Anko record label, but this one here features Dave Fisher on lead. This is by request for Ryan Heisey, 1958. These are the Acmes on the Anko record label. It was unreleased until the 80s, and it's recorded in 1958. It's called Girl That I Love. It's for Ryan.
Girl that I love, love, love. Girl that I love, love, love.
me to. She's the girl. She's the girl that I love. Girl that I love. Girl that I miss. I hope she misses me. Girl that I kiss her so heavenly. She's the girl. She's the girl that I love. Ooh, wah, wah, wah. Ooh, wah, wah, ooh, wah, wah, wah. I met her long time ago. She said she loved me, never let me go. I need her so much, thrilled to her every touch. She's the girl that I love. Girl that I love. I hope she loves me too. Girl that I want. I hope she wants me too. She's the girl. She's the girl that I love. Girl that I love. Yeah. Girl that I love. Yeah.
We like to welcome in the Oldies and More Radio Network to the Vinyl Treasure Show. We are live here spinning original vinyl 45s. We do it every Saturday, beginning at midnight here on Oldies and More Radio, but we are on starting at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. on your YouTube channel, Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show, so you can join me there every Saturday beginning at 10, but you can tune in on the stream on Oldies and More Radio. We just played a request for listener Ryan Heisey, this group out of New Haven, Connecticut. They're called the Academics. That was an unreleased side, put out sometime in the 1980s on the Anko record label, Girl That I Love, originally recorded back in 1958. And the lead singer here, Dave Fisher, he went on to form the Highwaymen on United Artists. You may know the song Michael Row the Boat Ashore in 1961. Well, that was him on lead on that record there. Johnny G here spinning original vinyl 45s. Let's continue here. We are in 1959 now, and this is a group out of Newark, New Jersey, and it's a request for listener Nick Nicola. This is on Art Gottfried's Harvard label. Harvard Records is out of New York City. It was written by the tenor of the group. His name is William Franklin. It features Donald Sheffield on lead. We go back to April 1959, featuring it on the first press, the Red Harvard label. These are the Sonics, going out to Nick. It's called This Broken Heart.
Are you mad at me, darling? Are you sorry that we met? Have you learned to love another? Taught you to forget. Other lips may say they love you. Other lips may make the song thine, but no love you like this broken heart. Oh, Are you sorry that we met? Do you love him? Do you love him? Please, don't leave me now. Other lips may say they love you. Other lips may press on thine, but no other heart could love you like this broken heart of mine.
That's a great sound of the Sonics there on the Harvard record label, April 1959 release. Donald Sheffield, he's the lead singer. The name of the tune is called This Broken Heart. Now, Gottfried, the owner of the label, would lease the master out to Checker Records. Came out on Checker number 922, and he also distributed the Harvard second pressing, which had the same Checker number, 922. So I don't know what went on with that, but the first press is on the red Harvard label with the flag. That is the harder, and that is much harder to get, by the way. Johnny G's spinning original vinyl 45s. We continue here, and last week I played a request for Tom Shaughnessy. He requested the 5 Satins on Dick Lawrence's Another First label, and the side was called Skippity Doo. And it was listeners Darrell Letts and Andrew Turner asked Johnny G to flip it over before we file it back down in the no humidity basement, and this tune co-written by the lead singer. His name, of course, Fred Paris. He's on lead, so this is for Andrew and Nick. May 1959. These are the 5 Satins on Another First. It's called When Your Lover Comes Along.
No one knows what I go through, and the tears I shed for you.
When your love comes along, she's meant for you.
Blast going out to Andrew Turner and Darrell Letts, the Five Satins, their May 1959 release. It's on the Another First record label. When Your Love Comes Along is the name of the tune, and I think it sounds like A Lonely Nights by the Hearts, and Ira mentions in the YouTube chat that it sounds like She's Gone with the Wind. It definitely does. The Scarlets, Fred Paris and the Scarlets, that's their tune. That's another good record, by the way. For you collectors out there, the first press is on the orange Another First label. Also comes out on a light green label. I was going to bring that up and show you guys, but I did not have time today to get that. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Here's a request. We're gonna kill two birds with one stone with this next 45, as both Evan Blatt, who is in our YouTube chat room, and maybe my number one California listener, Matey Campoy, is in my chat room, because they both requested, Evan and Matey requested this group out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it's on the Sound Souvenir label, which was distributed by Stan's Record Bar. And Stan's Record Bar, at this release, it was in June of 59. They were located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And Stan is really Stan Felton, who owned this label, Sound Souvenir. Now, initially, before this record came out in June of 59, he sent it over to King Records. And King Records wanted to put this out, but they wanted the group to re-record the record in their studios. But a horrible thing happened. The group was in a serious car accident in which four of the 6 members of this group, they died in that car accident. A tragic, tragic thing to happen. And the deal never happened with King Records. But the label owner, Stan Felton, he still decided to release the record. He put it out on his Sound Souvenir label, and it features Eddie Speller on lead, and Eddie Speller was one of the 2 group members to survive the tragic crash. So he is on lead here, and I forget the other member, but this is by request for Evan Blatt and Matey Campoy. We go back to June 1959. They're called the Crystallaires. The Crystallaires, and actually it says Crystallaires out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Sound Souvenir Records, and the song is called Nobody Nowhere. This is for Matey and Evan.
Nowhere.
As by request for Evan Blatt and Matey Campboy there, those are the Crystalaires. See, the sound quality isn't really the greatest, so you can understand why King Records wanted them to re-record it, but unfortunately a tragic ending for four of the members of this group, the Crystalaires. They were out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, June 59, with the Eddie Speller, He's on lead. That's on the Sound Souvenir record label. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and last week I played a request for Nick Nicola by the Celtics, the group out of Detroit, Michigan. Came out on Alonzo Tucker and Clarence Jackson's Al Jax record label. The side I featured was called Can You Remember? Nick also requested the flip side, and it was interesting because Reed made a comment in the chat room last week. I said, Johnny, I don't know if this record came out in 1962. The books had 1962 on this release. So I did a little bit of checking on my own, and I have to agree with Reed that I don't really think this record came out in 62. And I think it came out in 1959, as Reed mentioned. Now, he mentioned that there was another record on this label, on the Al Jax label, the one just prior to this, which was released in 1959. And you can also check the copyright date on the song, and I forget the month and the year, but it was 1959. So I gotta say, all roads lead to this record being released in 59, so the books need to change on that. That's what I say. But anyway, you can think what you want. But this one is from, these are the Celtics. This is going out to Nick Nicola, 1959 on All Jax Records. Send Me Someone to Love. This is for Nick.
Send me someone to love. Send me, oh Lord above. Send me, please send me someone to love. Give me a girl that cares. I need a love that bears. Send me, please send me someone to love. Someone to love, love that's true, makes my life worthwhile. I know you hear my plea, and send someone to me. Oh, send me, a girl that's gay, to keep me happy, both night and day. Send me, please send me someone to love. Love that's true, makes my life worthwhile. I know you hear my plea, and send someone to me. Whoa, send me, a girl that's gay, to keep me happy, both night and day. Send me, please send me someone to love. Please send me someone to love. Please send me someone to love. Please send me someone to love.
As by request for Nick Nicola there, those are the, as I lost my place, those are, excuse me, those are the Celtics there from 1959 on the All Jax record label. Send Me Someone to Love, and will make their second release on the Warcon record label. That is their second now. I said it backwards last week, but Reed convinced Johnny G. Let's move on here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. If you're new to the program, those of you watching on the YouTube stream, please tell your friends about it, and click the like button there if you'd like, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I was actually taking requests for Christmas songs. If you have any vocal group harmony Christmas tunes you'd like to request, you can send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. I'll be doing a live show on Christmas Day starting at 10 o'clock, starting on YouTube. Again, I'll be on the Oldies and More Network then also, beginning at midnight. So we will be doing that. Send me your emails at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Let's continue here here, and we go to the Bronx, New York for this girl group. They first recorded on the D-Tone record label back in 1958. They followed it up with this release on Donald Shaw's Moon label out of Newark, New Jersey, and this actually was a request, an old request, for Reed King and George Tompkins, a great girl group sound here, by a group called the Devores, and written by group member Yvonne DeMunn and Paula Hutchinson. She is the lead singer on this. This one from July 1959. We'll send it out to Reed and George on the Moon record label, the Devores, with their tune called Where Are You? That's a great girl group sound by the Devores. That's going out to George Tompkins and Reed King, July 1959. It's on the Moon record label, Moon Records out of Newark, New Jersey. Where Are You is the name of the tune. This group also backed up Baby Washington on some of her Neptune releases, and later on they recorded as Baby Jane and the Rockabys, and also as Henrietta and the Hairdos, also the Electras and the Lullabies. This girl group really got around. They did. Let's continue here in 1959. Last week I played a request for listener Nat Papagallo, the great Earl Lewis and the Channels on Bobby Robinson's Fire record label. The song was called My Heart Is Sad, but listener Tom Shaughnessy, he requested the flip side of this 45, which I know many of you enjoy, as do I. So let's give a listen to Earl Lewis and the Channels, a great group out of Harlem, New York. We go back to August 1959. It's on the Fire record label, and the song is called The Girl Next Door.
I belong
As by request for Tom Shaughnessy, the great Earl Lewis and the Channels, August 1959. Bobby Robinson's Fire record label. That's a cool label to collect. Fury and Fire. Great labels to collect. The Girl Next Door. We continue here one more in 1959 as this next record brings back memories of the Gus Gossard Show. He would play this one a lot on his show, and it's a request for Ryan Heisey. It's the first of two for this group out of Brooklyn, New York. They're called the Admirations, and this came out on the Mercury record label. It features Joe Cucliario on lead, a nice Italian guy on leads. This one from September 1959. This is going out to Ryan Heisey, the Admirations on Mercury, and their tune called The Bells of Rosarita.
The bells of Rosarita will tell the story of a boy and girl in paradise and how they fell in love. Oh, ring out, ring out, ring out. The bells of Rosarita will ring out in my heart the day you say you love me, and that we'll never part. Oh, ring out, ring out, ring out. Bong, 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 bong. Bells of Rosarita will ring out in my heart the day you say you love me, and that we'll never part. Oh, ring out, ring out, ooh,
As by request for Ryan Heisey, I'm getting copyright issues now. On that record, why am I getting a copyright issue on that record? Anyway, those are the Admirations, a group out of Brooklyn, New York there on Mercury. The first of two on Mercury. Great tune that Gus Gossard really made popular. The Bells of Rosarita. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We move into 1960 now, and last week I played a request for listener Emnon, this group out of Canton, Ohio, called the Mascots, early OJs, by the way, and their release on Sid Nathan's King record label, their second release called Lonely Rain, featuring Eddie Levert on lead. Let's flip it over here before we file it back down in the No Humidity basement. This one released in December of 1960. Let's give a listen to the Mascots. The Mascots on King Records, Eddie Levert on lead. It's called That's the Way I Feel.
the way I feel about you. My love, the way I feel about you.
First time I met you, darling, my heart did a flip. Next time I met you, darling, I knew that this was it. Next time I met you, darling, I knew that I would never stand the chance of my love grew. And that's the way I feel about you. Darling, I love you. You know I do. With all my heart and soul. Just promise, darling, oh, time I met you, darling, I knew that this was it.
Those are the mascots there. They would evolve into the OJs later on, but December 1960 release on the King record label, the flip side of Lonely Rain, song entitled That's the Way I Feel. Let's stay in 1960 now with a request for listener Matey Campboy. This duo first recorded as Betty and Dupree in 1959 on the Kent record label. Then they had two releases on Leonard Chess's Chess record label. This is their first, and it was written by both of them. I think they both get credit on this. Yes, Miss Etta James and Harvey Fuqua of the Moonglows. They are Etta and Harvey on this. This charted number 52 on Billboard, was a big number 6 R&B hit, and also number 7 on WJMO in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm gonna do a countdown when I retire during the day. I'm gonna do a countdown on WJMO out of Cleveland, Ohio. But this is July 1960. Let's give a listen to Etta and Harvey, Etta James and Harvey Fuqua. This is going out to Matey Campboy on the Chess record label. It's called If I Can't Have You.
I don't want nobody if I can't have you.
And I can't love nobody unless I'm loving you. The way you hurt me, the way you squeeze me, the way you kiss me. Yeah, 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 yeah. If I can't have you.
Hold nobody unless I'm holding you.
The way you hurt me, the way you squeeze me, the way you kiss me. Yeah, 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 yeah. If I can't have you. Nobody, oh, unless I'm kissing you.
I just don't want to be bothered with nobody unless I'm bothered with you. The way you hurt me, the way you squeeze me, the way you kiss me. Yeah, 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 yeah,
As by request from Eddie Campoy there, Etta and Harvey, July 1960 release. It's on the Chess record label, If I Can Have You. The flip side is the side that Gus Gossard made popular, a song called My Heart Cries. We'll get that one on next week, so stay tuned for that. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We go to Philadelphia, PA for this next request for listener Nat Papagallo. This song came out on 3 different labels. And Johnny G has all 3, but I only pulled up the other 2 of them. I didn't pull up the other one, but I do have it on the last label. But the first one came out on Don White's Don L record label. Then it came out on Chickar Records, another local Philadelphia label. And then one more time when Imperial Records picked it up. But I'm featuring the true first press on Don L Records. And this is going out to Nat Papagallo. Features Bill Keith. He's the lead singer on this. December 1960. Give a listen to the Blend Tones. The Blend Dash Tones on Don L Records. It's called She's Gone.
Why did I have to home? Should have left her alone. She's gone. Well, baby, won't you come back and let me hold you tight? And if you let me do that, everything's gonna be alright. She's gone. Whoa, whoa, she's gone. Right back home. Why did I have to home? Should have left her alone. She's gone. Well, baby, won't you come back and let me hold you tight? And if you let me do that, everything's gonna be alright. She's gone. Whoa, whoa, she's gone. Right back home. Why did I have to home? Should have left her alone. She's gone. She's gone. She's
As by request for Nat Papagallo, their December 1960 release on the Don L record label I featured. I showed you the Chickar label. I didn't pull out the Imperial, though. She's Gone is the name of the tune. Bill Keith on lead there. That's going out to Nat. We'll flip it over for George next week. We will do that. Let's continue here. We move into 1961 now with a request for Joe Shacatano. Really don't have any information on this group. Maybe Amnon, you know a little bit about the group. But the only thing I can tell you is that the lead singer on this is Edward Lee Overby, and on the label he went as Lee Overby, and this is this is on a label called Dan Records, D-A-N Records. Came out in 1961, was pressed by RCA Records. That's how you can date the record with the M, I think is 1961 in the Matrix. It's Lee Overby and the Red Toppers. This is on Dan Records. This is by request for Joe Shacatano. It's called I Never Had a Girl Like You. This is for Joe.
Will you ever be mine?
you should go away. I wanted you for my girl. Believe everything I said, 'cause I never, no, I never had a girl like you. Baby, take my hand, don't break my heart, take my love, say we'll never, never part, 'cause I never, no, I never, no, I never had a girl like you. Oh, no, I never, no, 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 no.
That's by request for Joe Shacatano there. Those are Lee Overby and the Red Toppers there. Came out on the Dan record label from 1961. Song entitled I Never Had a Girl Like You. That's a pretty cool tune as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasures Show. Now we go to Philadelphia, PA for this next group. And last week I featured the Lydells. The Lydells on Carlos Terzano's master record label, a song called Teenage Tears. It was a request for listener Eddie Brown, and it was listeners, I think, Daryl Letts, Reed King, and Ira that asked Johnny G to flip it over. So we're gonna give a listen to the flip side here before we file it back down in the No Humidity basement. These are the Lydells with Gary Young on lead. It's on the master record label from 61. It's called Genie of the Lamp.
While walking down the street one day, a little lamp I found. I picked it up and brushed it off. Out came a magic sound.
Well, I'm the genie of the lamp, and got three wishes I would grant, oh, more than every day. Genie of the lamp, who might have heard my name. Started with a Latin and boy went to fame.
African time from ziggy ziggy zap. African time from ziggy ziggy zap. African time from ziggy ziggy zap.
Well, he's the genie of the lamp, ain't nothing to say. The wishes that I got, I better make it away. There's plenty of things that I can wish for.
You better be careful, you won't get no more.
Wish for love,
No, no, no.
wish for fame.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The moon, the stars,
No,
anything you know.
Oh.
You better hurry up, the genie's getting mad. Time's a wasting and things are looking bad. Think, think, think.
Well, I'm the genie.
Tick, tick, time.
Hurry up now.
Bum, bum, bum. It's 12 o'clock.
Well, I'm the genie of the lamp, ain't got no time to say. As a matter of fact, ain't got no time to stay. Tired of waiting, your mind's too slow. Stop meditating, I gotta go.
Alakazoo, pep, alakazam. Alakazoo, pep, alakazam. Alakazoo, pep, alakazam. Oh, alakazoo, 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 alakazoo.
that's not an easy record to find, really, especially if you find it in nice shape there. Those are the Lydells. Lydells from 1961. That's going out. We're going to send that one out to Ira. We're going to send it out to Reed. And we're going to send it out to Daryl on the Master record label. Song entitled Genie of the Lamp. Of course, their big hit was called The Wizard of Love. That was the group's big hit. Let's continue with 1961. A couple weeks ago, I played a request for Matey Campboy by Bobby Domino on Bob Keene's Donna record label out of Los Angeles, California. The song was called Your Love for Me, and it was Ryan Heisey asked Johnny G to flip the 45 over, so let's flip that 45 over by Bobby Domino. It's from March of 1961. It's on the Donna record label. Let's give it a spin. Bobby Domino with the song called Marilyn. That's going out to Ryan Heisey there. That is a Bobby Domino. Bobby Domino on Bob Keene's Donna record label out of Los Angeles, California, song entitled Marilyn, March 1961. Let's stay in 61 with a request for Rick and Philly. This is a cover tune. The song was first recorded by Baby Washington in 1959. I also have a version by a gal, Joan Shaw. She does a nice version of this on ABC Paramount Records. But here is a song done by a male vocal group. They're out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It features Bobby Cypress on lead. This is on the Varby record label, and this is going out to Rick and Philly, December 1961. Give a listen to the Del-Pries. The Del-Pries on Varby Records and their rendition of the tune, The Time.
The time has turned its back on me. The time has lost sympathy. Now the time is my enemy. Today, while we
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there, originally done by Baby Washington. Nice version there from December 61 by request for Rick and Philly. The Del-Pries. The Del-Pries with Billy Cyrus on lead there. On the Varby record label out of Philadelphia, the Del-Pries with The Time. As the time is still, it's not 1 o'clock yet, but we're going to get through these records. That is a good thing. And we go to Jamaica, Queens for this next request. It's a request for Josue Perez. He requested this cool record here. This group previously recorded as the Belltones on the Hull record label. Then they signed with George Gollner's N record label for one release. Then this release came out on Lesage Records, and it features George Coleman on lead here. We go back to 1961. This is going out to Josue Perez. Give a listen to the Masters on the Lesage record label, and their tune is called Crying My Heart Out. This is for Josue.
I wait by the phone and I'm crying my heart out. I'm so alone with the heart floating. I'm sorry, my dear, and I'm crying my heart out. You've gone away, but you didn't say why. It's all my fault, and I cried so much till my words I know what I'm crying my heart out, and I want to die. You said that we were through, but you didn't say why.
As by request for Josue Perez, those are the Masters. The Masters out of Jamaica, Queens there, 1961 on Lesage Records, song entitled Crying My Heart Out. Their end release is killer record too, by the way. But I remember when I bought that 45, it was Seymour Simon. Seymour Simon was selling his collection. He needed cash. So he calls me up and he says, well, Johnny, if you're going to buy the Lesage record, you're going to have to buy the Masters and the Masterettes. I have them both. Would you like them both? I said, yeah, I'd take them both. I didn't have them back then. I forget when he sold out his collection. It was a long, long time ago. But that's who I bought those 45s from. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. Hope you're digging on the tunes. Those of you tuned in on YouTube and also on the live stream on Oldies and More Radio, welcome to the program. And if you have a request, you can send it to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. If I have the 45, I'll feature it for you. If not, maybe I'll buy it. I'm still buying 45s. I just bought a big record the other day, the other night. Cost me some bucks. But anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and we go back to Philadelphia here. This group had a monster hit in 1968 on the Gamble label, if you know the song called Cowboys to Girls. But they were singing group harmony back in 1961, and this is a request for my number one California listener, Mady Campboy, and she requested The Intruders. The Intruders. This is on the Gowan record label, and was this there? They had two releases on the Gowan label. They were the Four Intruders, and then they became, I think, just the Intruders. And this features Sam Little Sonny Brown on lead. This goes out to Matey Campboy, December 61. The Intruders on Gowan with their tune called Come Home Soon.
Each night under this moon, I sit alone, hoping you get home soon. Darling, come home soon. Darling, come home soon.
As by request for Matey Campboy, my number one California listener. She is in our YouTube chat room. Gotta say hello to Matey Campboy. Those are the Intruders there, December 1961 on the Gowan record label. Come Home Soon is the name of that tune. It featured Sam Little Sonny Brown on lead. It was unfortunate that Little Sonny Brown, he committed suicide on April 21st of 1995. He jumped off the Strawberry Mansion Bridge. He was only 54 years old, and that was an unfortunate thing that happened, but he left us with this great music as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Now, last week I played a request from Matey Campboy by Johnny Flamingo. Johnny Flamingo, it was a cover of the Velvets song, Is It a Dream? And we're going to flip the 45 over now as he's doing another cover of a Crickets song. The song is called You're Mine. Now, the uncredited group on this is Richard Berry and the Pharaohs, and you'll hear Richard's voice echoing Johnny Flamingo on this. That's Richard Berry. And he's also playing the piano on this. He's playing the piano. And I'll tell you about this record. I have a hunch about this. So unless Reed, you know already about this record, but we'll talk about it. December 1961, let's give a listen to Johnny Flamingo. Johnny Flamingo being backed up by Richard Berry and the Pharaohs. This is on Huggy Boy Hug's Caddy record label. It's and their rendition of the tune You're Mine.
Mine. Oh, yes, you're mine. Now it can be told. It can be told. Why our love was a secret. So secret before. So secret before. not knowing just what to do. When all at once the moon came out
and you came into view.
Yes, you're mine.
Oh yeah, you're mine.
Oh yes, yes, you're mine.
Oh yes, you're mine.
And you'll be in my heart.
Always be in my heart.
Until death do we part. You're mine.
Oh yes, you're mine.
Oh yes, yes, you're mine.
For the rest of my day.
And you'll be in my heart.
Always be in my heart.
Until death do we part.
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's Johnny Flamingo. Johnny Flamingo and the uncredited Richard Berry and the Pharaohs backing him up December 1961. It's on Huggy Boy Hug's Caddy record label and their rendition of the tune You're Mine. Now, the song was recorded at Bob Keene's studio in downtown Los Angeles. I think it was Sam Street or something, where he had his studio to record or go, I don't know wherever it was. But the session was produced by Huggy Boy Hug. And so he was using Bob Keene's studio, and therefore the matrix number, when they recorded it, they were using the Del-Pries matrix number. So that's why you see that matrix number on the Caddy release. And then I guess he allowed Donna Records to re-release it. So the first press is on the Caddy label, but it was recorded at the Donna Studios or Del-Pries Studios. So that explains the number and the matrix number, because Del-Pries would date their records in their matrix numbers. And I bought that record from Jerry Diaz. He sold me that record, and amongst others, through the years. But let's continue here in 1961. Here's a request for Tom Shaughnessy, this group known as the Illusions. And there were quite a few groups known as the Illusions. There was one out of Philadelphia on the Malley label with their tune called Hey Boy. And I featured, I think last week, Joe Shacatano requested the Illusions on Coral. I played The Letter, and this might be that same group. Was there another group out of Connecticut? I'm not sure, but I think this is the Illusions out of Brooklyn, but I may be wrong. But it's on Al Silver's Ember record label. This is for Tom Shaughnessy, January 61. Let's give it a spin. The Illusions on Ember with How High is the Mountain?
The mountain, how deep is the sea? How far is my loved one away from me? Oh, why did she leave me? Oh, where did she go? I've just got to find her, I need her so. I waited and waited and waited for oh so long. And if you should hear my plea, oh won't you please come home? I'll search till I find her. Where did she go? I just got to find her. I need her so. I need her so. I need her so. And I need her so.
As by request, going out to Tom Shaughnessy, The Illusions. The Illusions on Al Silver's Ember record label, January 61 release, How High is the Mountain? I don't know how high the mountain is. Anyway, let's continue. Here we are in 1961. You know this group from the Bronx, New York. They had their biggest hit with a song called Barbara Ann. It originally came out on the Cousins record label, but it was picked up by George Goldner's G record label. Now, here's the B-side to their third of 4 releases on G Records, and this is a request for listener Joe Shacatano. The song written by the first tenor of the group, Sam Cuomo, but it features Guy Valeri on lead, and this side did chart regionally. This was number 29 on WNPR in Syracuse, New York. Of course, the A-side was called Liar, was played extensively here in New York City on WABC, but Joe requested the B-side here, October 1961. Here are the Regents on the G label, going out to Joe Shacatano. It's called Don't Be a Fool.
La 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 la. I prayed to the angels above to send me down someone I really could love, who wouldn't kid around. Don't be a fool, don't fall in love too soon. Don't fall in love too soon. Over and over again I ask my heart, what is the reason that you and I are apart? Don't be a fool, don't fall in love too soon. When I first met you that night in May, why did you leave me? Why did you go away? Oh, you know I love you, dear, with all of my heart. Come back, baby, and say we'll never part. Whoa, over and over again I ask my heart, what is the reason that you and I are apart? Don't be a fool, don't fall in love too soon.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's by request. For Joe Shacatano, the Regents there, October 1961, released the flip side of Liar on George Goldner's G record label. I think at this time, though, Morris Levy was probably managing the label. Don't Be a Fool is the name of the tune. We continue here. We move into 1962. We go to Queens, New York for this group. It's a request for listener Evan Blatt. They had 2 releases on the Crossroads record label out of Flushing, New York, and the members consisted of Alfred Inella, Jerry Fruillo, Joey Orlando, Fred Davenport, and the lead singer, Dick Hardman. And this is a cover song. This was originally done in 1940 by Tommy Tucker. Tommy Tucker Time. Is that the name? Tommy Tucker Time, Charlene. It's on OK Records, but this is the second of two on the Crossroads record label for the Reflections, going out to Evan, June 62. The Reflections with Rocket to the Moon.
I'll take a rocket to the moon, guided missile all the way there, just to find someone who will care. I'll take a rocket to the moon. Whoa, I'll take a rocket to the moon, guided missile and take it out of space. Can't seem to find no one to take your place, since you have done me wrong. I've searched all over this restless, restless world, and I can't seem to find the one and only girl. I looked all around, but now I have to go to find another love. Whoa, I'll take a rocket to the moon, guided missile and take it out of space. Can't seem to find no one to take your place, since you have done me wrong. I've searched all over this restless, restless world, and I can't seem to find the one and only girl. I looked all around, but now I have to go to find another love. Whoa, I'll take a rocket to the moon, guided missile and take it out of space. Can't seem to find no one to take your place. I'll take a rocket to the moon.
That's going out to Evan Blatt there. Those are the Reflections from June 1962 there. Dick Hardman, he's the lead singer. It's on the Crossroads record label, song entitled Rocket to the Moon. As we continue here, we are in 1962. Here's a rare 45 by request for Nat Papagallo, as this group was discovered while they were singing on the street corner, and the label owner who owned this label, Kiski Records, Al Raleigh, he was driving his car through Tarentum, Pennsylvania, and he heard them singing, and he said, I'm going to sign you to my label, and they put this song out. This is actually the B-side. It was written by the lead singer. His name is Roland Hayden. Roland Hayden on lead, and this is a request for Nat Papagallo from February 62. Give a listen to the Alma Keys. The Alma Keys on Kiski. It's called Please Come Back to Me.
I love you, oh, tell Someone said you found someone new, and I realized it can't be true. Oh, tell me you'll never, ever let me go. Tell me you love me, and there's no one else. That you would come back to me. Oh, what a feeling it gave to me. Someone said you found someone new, and I realized it can't be true. Those are the Alma Keys. Alma Keys from February 62 on the Kiski record label, Rare 45 on Kiski Records. Song entitled Please Come Back to Me. And Roland Hayden, he's the lead singer on that. For you collectors out there, got to be very careful on this because the second presses, they have the stampers in the dead wax. They were used original stampers, but you can easily tell because there's a really deep a center dish in the where the circle is. The originals are really flat capital presses, and I think that's how you really tell the difference because they look really good. Fred Bond put those out. I forget what year it was, a while back, but that's how you can tell. Some of them have been sold for originals. The record goes for about $400. I think it's around $400 now, maybe around that for the original. Anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and I love to feature Pittsburgh's own Marcel's here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's give a listen to their 9th of 13 releases on the Cold Picks record label. And this one from July 1962. It features Cornelius Harp on lead. These are the Marcel's on Cold Picks with Loved Her the Whole Week Through.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Loved her the whole week. Dum dooby dum dooby dum dooby dum dooby dum.
Met her on a Sunday, took her out on a Monday.
Well, now then, what did you do?
Tuesday night, oh, we were walking in the moonlight. Wednesday and Thursday, we held hands in the park.
Well, now then, what did you do?
Held her close, cause she was afraid of the dark.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Loved her the whole week. Dum dooby dum dooby dum dooby dum dooby.
Friday night we were alone together.
What did you do?
I'm here to tell you we didn't talk about the weather.
Oh no.
Saturday night, oh, she let me kiss her.
What did you do?
Sunday morning I began to miss her.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Loved her the whole week.
Friday night we were alone together.
Well, now then, what did you do?
I'm here to tell you we didn't talk about the weather.
Oh no.
Saturday night, oh, she let me kiss her.
Well, now then, what did you do?
Sunday
Sound of the Marcells here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, July 62 on Cold Picks. Loved her the whole week through. And actually, this was the intended B-side of the 45, which I prefer. The other side is a song called Friendly Loans. That was the A-side. We continue here. We move into 1963 now with a request for Matey Campboy. Matey Campboy requested this cool girl group out of Philadelphia, and they're called the Ketones, and this is the same Ketones group that recorded for the Donnell record label. Now, some of the group members were Sheila Ferguson, Yvonne Brown, Jeannie Scott, plus others. This is their debut single from January 1963. Let's give a listen to the Ketones by request from Matey Campboy. Came out on the Chestnut record label. It's called I'm Worried for Matey. That's a cool tune. That's going out to Matey Campboy there. Those are the Ketones. The Ketones from January 1963 on the Chestnut record label, song entitled I'm Worried, and Sheila Ferguson. She was a member of this group. Of course, she later on would join the 3 Degrees, but that's a nice girl group sound there. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more 45s to go here before we shut down on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We head out to California now to Art LeBeau's Original Sound record label. This is a request for listener Amnon. Now, the lead singer of this group is Alexander Pete Dixon, and in the late 1950s he was a disc jockey. He would broadcast on stations KFWB. He would play gospel records from the L.A. Baptist Church. Then in 1963, he became the lead singer of this group called The Visions. It's from April 63, Art LeBeau's Original Sound record label. This is going out to Amnon. The Visions on Original Sound with Look at Me Now for Amnon.
Look at me now. See how I feel. You play the game while I was real. Look at me now. Since you have gone away.
Those are the visions there, going out to Amnon, April 1963. Art LeBeau's original sound record label out of Los Angeles, California. Look at Me Now is the name of the tune. We continue. We stay in 1963. This group out of Lyndhurst, New Jersey. I used to work at Sony Music in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. That was an easier ride than driving into Newark. But anyway, this is a request for listener Eddie Brown, and this group is called The Reminiscence, and this one has Angelo Novello on lead. It's on a label called Day Records, DAI Records. It's from 1963. Let's give a listen to The Reminiscence. This is for Eddie Brown on the Day label. It's called Oh, Let Me Dream.
Da, da, da,
Oh,
Those are the Reminiscence there by request for Eddie Brown, listening in New Zealand. The Reminiscence from 1963. That's on the Day label out of Lyndhurst, New Jersey. And George Tompkins says that is actually a cover song. That was a song originally done by the Native Boys on the Combo label, a song called Oh Let Me Dream. Yes, it was. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. 3 more 45s to go before we sign off here. And up next, a request for listener Josue Perez. This is on the Gate record label out of Brooklyn, New York, a label owned by Alfred Gatewood. And a mystery surrounds a lot of Alfred Gatewood's releases, that is for sure. But this is not an easy record to find. It was released in August of 1965. The group is called The Profiles. It's on the Gate record label. This is going out to Josue. It's called Right By Her Side. This is for Josue.
Right by her side, that's where I'll be when I hear those words of love calling to me. And when night falls and stars are spread throughout that sky, there's just one place where I wanna be, right by her side.
She will stay beside my side forever and ever. I think of her and dream of her all alone. And when night falls and stars are spread throughout that sky, there's just one place where I wanna be, right by her
Great tune there by The Profiles on the Gate record label, Alfred Gatewood's Gate Records, August 1965. By request for Josue Perez, Right By Her Side. That's not an easy record to find. I bought that from Chris Ciccone. It's not even in great shape. It plays pretty nice, though. As we have 2 more 45s to go before Johnny G signs off here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, we go to the Bronx, New York for this next group, and it's a request for my number one California listener, Matey Campboy. And this is on the Barrier record label. Barrier also had a magazine, Time Barrier Express. And this is out of White Plains, New York, not far from where Johnny G lives, White Plains, New York. But this group is called Dino and the Heart Spinners. And this record first came out on the Bim Bam Boom label in 1972, but it was a cappella. Then in 1976, Barrier Records put it out with instrumentation. And Gus Gossard used to play this all the time. I was going crazy looking for this record. Where is this record? I don't see it on any list, but it was new at the time when I was tuned in on WPIX FM when I used to watch or listen to Gus Gossard. But anyway, it's from April 76. It's by request for Matey Campboy. Dino Giangelo, he is the lead singer on this. It's Dino and the Heart Spinners on Barrier Records. It's called Cry Like I Cried. This is for Matey. That's by request for my number one California listener, Matey Campo. I always liked that record by Dino and the Heart Spinners featuring Dino Giangelo on lead. He also wrote the tune, released in April of 1976 on the Barrier Express. I guess to go with Time Barrier Express, I think they would put advertisements in their magazines, the Time Barrier Express. Song entitled Cry Like I Cry. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to original vinyl 45s out of my collection. You want to get in touch with me, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Got a bunch of requests, and I always get them every week. Thank you all for sending me all the requests and for tuning into the show. Again, I'll be taking requests for the all Christmas show. I might play some records next week in the coming weeks for Christmas, but you can send me some requests at vinyltreasures@aol.com. If you missed any of the show, come back right here. It's usually up, I think, instantaneously. The chat isn't up. It takes a while for them to put the chat up. Don't ask me why, but it should be up, sometime by tomorrow afternoon. But you can go back and you can look at the archive for sure. You can also go to my website, vinyltreasures.net, because I upload the show there. You can stream or download the show. I know many of you do that also. But again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. I'll be back on Monday for the All 60s show, Monday on Oldies and More Radio, and also here on YouTube beginning at 8 p.m., 8 to 11 p.m. Don't listen to any of those other crappy shows. Tune into Johnny G's show on Monday night. Monday, if you like all 60s. I take requests also for that show too. But again, we are closing excuse me, there's Johnny G getting all choked up here. We are closing tonight with another cover tune. This song was originally done in 1961 on the Thunder label by Freddie and Lou. Maybe you know the song. Really, Fred Paris was one of that duo, and the song was called Be Mine Tonight. But this is a cover released in April of 1963 on the Amy label by Pearline Caesar. As Johnny G gets choked up. Pearline Caesar is our closer tonight from April 63 on the Amy label. It's called, parentheses, Be Mine Tonight. And matey, let me know what you think about this song, because I think you might like this record if you don't know it already. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in again. Thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. And those of you I will see either next Saturday night at 10 o'clock right here on YouTube, and then those of you tuning in on Oldies and More Radio. And maybe not, I'll see you Monday night. Tune in Monday night here to the All 60s Vinyl Treasure Show. I got requests for that show too. So thank you all. Just want to say, everybody, so long. What do you think of this song?
Oh
Okay, folks, thank you all for tuning in to the Vinyl Treasure Show. You want to come back Monday night, don't listen to Bobby Gas, thank you. You're tuning into only my show. Don't listen to those other shows. Where else can you see original labels, real vinyl, no MP3s? These are the real thing. You see the real thing. Other people think they can present a collector's show. They can't do it. They don't know what they're doing. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, that's the Dino and the Heart Spinners. And here's this other one. I bought this from, it's not in great shape. Unfortunately, it's not in great shape, but it's Ken Thompson sold me this record for $10. It's worth $10. It's not, it's like VG minus. And again, it's on styrene. I hate styrene. You know I hate styrene records. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. And send me your Christmas tunes and, some of the group stuff. I mean, I have a lot of it. I don't have all of it, but I do have a lot of it. Like I have the 5 Keys. I have the Moonglows. I have, but some of the more obscure Christmas tunes. I think I have a lot of them because I have done Christmas shows before, but it's the 25th and, a lot of people are going to be with their families. They're going to be all tired out. But I'll play records. I'm not going to have a big day that day. So I definitely will play records and you can sit, instead of watching the logs, you can watch the labels spin around. You can watch the labels spin around. And then Daryl mentioned New Year's Eve. It'll be the first. It'll be New Year's Day. What could I play for New Year's Day? Because that's another record. You're going to be all footballed out, but you can. Maybe you won't be, but maybe you will be. Some of you might be watching football. I won't be. I'll be playing records. That's what I really enjoy. Again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. I'll see some of you on Monday night, and I already got a bunch of requests I got to check out, and others I'll see next Saturday again. So stay well, everybody be safe, and I will see you either Monday or next Saturday. Take care, everybody. Be well. So long.